Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. It's the OlimoLeague Week 232 Grand Finals. Oliveira in the top left for Weibo Gaming up against his teammate, Weibo Gaming's Hero. And it's going to be cool to see some PvT because it's a new patch. There's energy stuff you can do that's cool. Hero is always good on new maps. How good is he at using energy recharge? I have no idea, but I feel like anytime you give Hero new fun tools, for such a creative player, you know, he will flow with it. And look at this. He's even doing the little bit of micro to maximize his mining. Players getting inspired by Clem to do those little bit bonuses to try and get just a little advantage on their mining here and there. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't realize Hero was doing this. He might be the only Korean player that does that. That's awesome. And immediately 3 workers on gas. Looks like he wants to play Stargate. Oliveira in the top left going Barracks Gas. On the other hand, Oliveira has the old Cyclone to play with, and he's a master of timing pushes, which on this map, I mean, you can siege a tank down here and it reaches the minerals. There's this nasty choke point to get in and out of. We've seen Colossus getting confused with ledges here and ledges here. You Colossus kind of derp around on this map a lot, and they kind of get stuck on the cliffs trying to run up and down. So there's a lot of weird things that can happen. It's going to be an early Zealot pressure for Hero. So Zealot, Cybercore, Nexus. Second pylon will go down so that he can start an Adept without too much delay. You can see that won't be perfectly timed. It is going to slow down the Adept by a couple of seconds. But hey, if you want to squeeze a Nexus in and do a Zealot Adept pressure, it's going to cost you something. Marine and SCV coming out the front right now. Oliveira is going to go Reactor after that. Now, Reactor first is usually pretty safe. He started this right on about 145. So yeah, that's 146, 147 maybe. That's pretty decent timing. As long as he starts 2 Marines the second the Reactor finishes, Oliveira should be well set up to defend this, especially if it's not an Adept and it's actually a Sentry. Wow, Hero, okay. Zealot into Sentry opening. Interesting. I guess I would call this not a committed pressure, guys. This is a foraging Zealot, you know? He's not followed up by an Adept or a Stalk. He's going to run in, forage for a bit of scouting information, maybe a kill or two. You know, get a bit antsy with a bit of stabby stab. He's got his prison shanks in either hand. And, uh-oh, runaway SCV. Good micro for Oliveira so far. Loses a little bit of build time, but not too much. And the Zealot wants to survive. Says, hey, I already made you pull 4 SCVs. That's all I want. I actually like this. Keeping the Zealot alive when you've already wasted a bunch of mining time like that is really good. And Oliveira can just send these SCVs to mine. He's like, he was expecting an Adept to arrive. He should have just mined from the natural, because that's finished. So a bit of unnecessary running back and forwards there. Now he's going to rally SCVs down to the natural. Not my favorite. But Hellion's on the way. Starport coming in behind this. Because he went 3 on gas, I said he was going to play Starport. He, of course, instead is just going Sentry into Robo. He's got way more gas than he needs, but that's just Hero. Hero always puts 3 workers on gas. He doesn't optimize his openings. I always say this means this, and I always forget, hey, he's Hero. He doesn't optimize that in the opening. He just does whatever he feels like, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. He sees the opening, looks pretty standard, you know, doesn't tell you too much, but he does see no add-on on the Starport just yet. And there's going to be a Liberator and a tank most likely coming out. Oh! The force field first one did miss, but traps 2 Marines and a Hellion. Great catch there for Hero. And Oliveira walking way too close, flying way too close to the sun. Loses a bunch of units. Now, Robo's really nice because he's going 4 gas. We can assume Hero's going to go Twilight next, and he's going to try and go Storm Drop. Storm Drop charge is a very good style. Normally, you'd prioritize Twilight before 3rd base, though. But the fact that he's already moving over to his 3rd makes me wonder if he's going to vary the style. Because he's building an Immortal now, and he's worried about a tank push. I mean, in that case, you really don't want to build a 3rd. Building a 3rd would be crazy, Hero. Twilight goes down. There we go. Okay, that's the correct way to do this. If you go 3rd right now, it's insane. 2 Observers are coming. One's going to go down here behind the natural. One's going to go forward. So Liberator's going to get spotted by this Observer, which is really good for Hero. And this Observer should see the move out, which isn't necessarily even going to come because he's paused Marine production. Now he restarts it. 2nd and 3rd barracks and a 2nd tank on the way. I think he'll still push with the 2nd tank, but we'll have to wait and see. The fact that that factory is still building siege tanks, definitely something to cause concern. Hero on 44 workers. He doesn't have a 3rd gateway yet, so even with an Immortal out, he's going to have to be very respectful for what Oliveira could send his way. Liberator comes in, takes a bit of damage, just chipping a bit of the paint off there. It does have to back away. Templar Archives and 4 gates in a moment. Was the maneuver he was doing with the probes where he clicks it past the Nexus? You don't have to click it past the Nexus. You just need to click it. Notice how these guys decelerate as they go back and forth. So people in Twitch chat were asking what I was talking about. Basically, you tell the probe to shift click next to the minerals and then tell it to mine. So So what you do is you grab it as it's returning minerals, and you right-click the nexus, and then you shift-click on the ground next to the minerals, and you shift-click the mineral. And you just keep doing that. So you just keep grabbing a worker that's about to finish mining minerals, return to the nexus, right, shift-click here, shift-click on the minerals, and you just keep doing that a little bit in the early game when there's not much else going on, because it speeds up their running back and forwards to the patch. Whereas you see these guys, they decelerate, and they also decelerate when they're returning the minerals. Most of the pros are only trying to stop the deceleration in one direction so that it's not too complicated. They're just trying to stop the probes decelerating towards the minerals, because doing it on both sides is just prohibitively difficult. Templar Archives coming in. As we said, it's that famous, if you see Robo first from Hero, it's almost always a 2-base charge Storm style. Yes, he has a third on the way. So you might think, what are you talking about 2-base? Guys, he's not probing consistently at all. This is one of the more macro-heavy versions, and that's because he shut down a lib, he shut down a little Hellion Marine pressure. He's had a very clean opening, so he feels confident. He hasn't lost his observers. He doesn't see a push coming. So he's being greedy compared to what he normally is, and despite that, he's still only up 2 probes. This is a style where it's usually looking for a potential kill move if the Terran shoves you with a big 2-base push, or when they float their third command center down and they move out into the open. That's when you jump on them. And if you can ambush them with Storm dropped on top, Zealots charging on top, it can be massive. 7th and 8th gateway transforming right now, guys. This is big. This is actually 7 gateways only. There is no 8th gateway. Oh, Prism comes in. He Storm drops the workers. Sorry, I didn't realize I missed that, guys. He needs to get that Prism home right now. That Prism needs to get home because he's got High Templar in front, but you want to be able to use Storm on top of this army as well. Storm! Oh, but good reaction by Oliveira. And zoning Storm, not the best. It's not the worst either. Prism here in the mid ground, looking for a potential Storm drop on these Marines as he flanks in. That's 5 siege tanks, 6th one on the way. Massive commitment for Oliveira. Storm lands on 1 Marine and a siege tank. Nothing huge at all. Zealots are amazing versus this, but he's got to make sure he has Storm for the Marines. The pre-spreads for Oliveira are very nice. Beautiful pre-spreads for Ollie. Ollie's tank's getting massive damage. He's going to stim and go for it now. The High Templar looking for the Storms. Great spreadies for Ollie. But dude, the Zealots and the Immortals are getting on top. There's still 3 tanks left though. The Immortal does take out a 2nd siege tank. Nice save on the Immortal. But overall, a great trade for Oliveira. Can he follow up though? No. Force field on that ramp is way too scary. Tanks are going to push forward. I thought Oliveira would take a 3rd base now, but he's not. He's kind of all in right now. Oh, and he walks into another Storm. You can't do this against Energy Recharge, mate. Energy Recharge, the ability to warp in a High Templar and give it 2 Storms is always there. You cannot clump up a ramp like that. Oliveira just threw away his momentum advantage. You can see he's looking for another Storm, his hero. He's going to go forward. Zealots, Immortals. He throws a nice Storm on the backside of the tanks. Does force the bio to spread. The Immortals clearing the Marauders and the Siege tanks very nicely. And of course, with another Storm coming in from behind, Oliveira 2 all in on 2 base. And the Energy Recharge really saving Hero's bacon. All right, Hero in the top left of Neon Violet Square. Good build order for him. Didn't get that much damage with the Storm drop. One of the problems Oliveira can run into sometimes is he does get exceptionally all in with his builds, and I think he had a lot of time. In that last game, I actually think he could have taken a lot more time there, especially if he built some buildings with it, brought a few more SCVs to like repair. I think with how committed he was, bring SCVs to repair the siege tanks and yeah, and start building bunkers, and that's such a hard choke point to get out of as the Protoss player. So I would have loved to see Oliveira take his time a little bit more. I think it could have been a bit more difficult for Hero to get in there. By the way, guys, this is a street light. Hey, oh, look at this. Oh, this is cool. Bloody street light down here. What do you guys think this shop is? Core.R Frontier. What do you think? Oh, is this like a recruitment office to join some military corps? They've got the slave icon there. It's like it's the muscly arm with the whip. Isn't that like the Sons of Korhal? Right? So is this like a recruitment office for like the Korhal, Sons of Korhal military? Basically join Mengsk's evil guys. LNT over here. Ooh, LNT. I don't know what that stands for. I think there's a gun shop somewhere here, right? There's a Tauren Space Marine here. And I think he's advertising cup noodles. Guys, is that like a Dark Eldar logo or something? I don't know. We've got Nova. Another LNT. Rob's Guns. Okay, Rob's Guns is here. Nice. There's also an ad here for Supernova Gentlemen's Club. Very nice. Emporio Armani. Long John All You Can Eat. There's a Long John Silver's ads. There's a... Wait, is this a Marine with a Dark Templar scythe he's taken? With something in Polish? This is amazing, dude. All right, let's talk about the builds, guys. It is going to be a quick 1-rax expand into Barracks Factory, multiple Marines building behind this. Hero has not scouted again. Hero is not worried about what you're doing. He's going to hallucinate across this map, did energy recharge that sentry, and he's going to come forward. Sons of Korhal was a bit different. They had the whip alone and no shield, apparently. Oh, that was the Horde WoW symbol? Okay, I was wondering where I recognized that from. I was like, I recognize this symbol, but I can't remember what game from. Late Night Terran, LNT. Oh, it's the Late Night Terran Gentlemen's Club, maybe. I see, guys. It is actually a really cool map design with all this, like, kind of cyberpunk-esque city design. Okay, Reaper's getting chased off by 2 Stalker Sentry into Phoenix. So what's cool about this opening, guys, is Stalker Sentry should never open into Phoenix because it delays the Stargate into Phoenix so long. So what you want to do against the Stalker Sentry style, which is going to be very greedy, is you want to build medevacs and you want to go drop them. This is a classic mind game. I remember Special used to do this whenever he off-raced Protoss, and I was always like, what the hell? But basically, you're tricking your opponent into dropping you by showing the Stalker Sentry, and then you're having Phoenix ready to kill the drop. When it works, it works. When the Terran just chills and like goes for a 2-base tank push, you feel pretty bad with this opening because like your Robo is going to be so late. You know, you've invested in his Phoenix that aren't out early enough to really do any harassment damage. You can see, look, there's a hallucination following you, which convinces you even more there's not going to be Phoenix here. And this could be really big. Get a Widow Mine, a Hellion, 3 Marines, and a dropship. It's a big potential snipe. It's going to have 3 Phoenix ready in the main base. I'm surprised the Stalker Sentry hasn't moved up there, but I guess they are now. And you want to let him get right on in there. And here we go. Phoenix are going to intercept. That's a big problem. That's going to be toasted, that medevac. Does take it down. Doesn't lose any of the Phoenix either. Stalkers and Phoenix now going to chase down the non-Widow Mine units. Phoenix picking off 1 or 2 of these. Stalker could just take one on the chin. But instead he's going to send the probes. Oh, I love it. He lets the hallucinated probe take the Widow Mine shot. And he's going to take care of everything else here. And he even uses the probes for map vision. Hero. Give Hero a cool ability like energy recharge. You're going to see some cool stuff, guys. This is awesome. Robo finally goes down. As I said, the Robo is going to be really late with this build. That Robo is ridiculously late. He needs to build a 3rd because he just doesn't have fast enough tech to really invest in Colossus or anything yet. The Chinese sign said, a Tauren from the Mulgore Prairie. Thank you, Twitch chat, for the live translations. A couple of SCVs going down, including one on the 3rd barracks. Very annoying to lose SCVs that are building buildings, guys. I remember these Phoenix can go back and get energy recharge as well. Liberator in the top side, but the Stalker's ready for it. Oh, this is not starting well, this finals for Oliveira, guys. Really feel 850 resources lost for none. A tricky opening. And Hero's just, this is the thing, man. Hero's got such range as a player. He can trick you and make Oliveira do the thing that he probably shouldn't be doing in this game. But against anyone else, I think this would have been a logical play style. Drop into a 3 barracks tank push. Could be powerful. Hero's got that 3rd base already on the way, though. Charge coming in as well very quickly. So he's going to swap into charge off of the Phoenix Immortal. Wait, what? What is this? Phoenix into a Mortal Zealot Sentry? What? You meant to go Colossus off fast 4 gas. But he's like, no, I'm just going to do 2-base charge, but with Immortals and Sentries off the back of... What? Normally you go for like a swarmy Zealot Arc on Phoenix, or just pure Zealot Phoenix, if you're going to play Zealot Phoenix. Otherwise you play Zealot Colossus. Meanwhile, Hero is like, I'm going to build a Robo and then change my mind and just play a Storm style, but with Immortal Zealot Sentry, but also with 7 Phoenix out for just map domination. And the thing is, I mean, he's basically just doing the least expected thing. Oliveira is not going to be expecting Storm. Or it might not even be Storm, it might just be Zealot Immortal Archon. Worker count's still very low for Hero. You can see he's not probing at all, guys. He's just sitting on 2 base. Yeah, he should queue up probes. Since you get scanned, you should always show probe production here when you're not building probes, just to trick him. Phoenix taking a little bit of damage, but not too bad just yet. Liberator getting ready to siege in. The Stalker's just moved out of the main. Perfect lib timing. Phoenix still at the front being annoying. High Templar are morphing. They're just going to be Archons, I believe, guys. Yeah, first Archon is morphing. Phoenix hanging out. He's picking up his tanks, guys. That's 4 siege tanks. Pack of Marines there on Neon Violet. He forces a stim out a lot of these Marines. SCV's being pulled. It's 26 Marines with stim. Combat shields. +1 is going to be finished in about 10-15 seconds. Marines are still out here. The Phoenix still being a nuisance. This is a massive push attempt. Liberator does get 6 probes, forces a recall on the Phoenix. Half of the Phoenix only get caught on that. Zealot Sentry coming forward though. Oh, he's trapped in the Skibbity Forest. The tanks are going to unload in front of the Immortal Zealot. That's kind of a Chad unload there from Oliveira, but a bunch of Marines already went down. Liberator does come in behind the Natural. It's going to kill 1 or 2 more probes. Turrets are coming forward to stop the pickups. SCVs and Marines, is it enough to stop the Zealot Arc on Immortal though? Hero did not probe up at all this game. He knows there's a lot of nasty 2-base pushes out there, and he's blind countering it by just making a massive amount of army off of 45 to 50 workers. Oliveira, 2 games in a row, tries to go for a 2-base all-in, and this is reminiscent of Oliveira versus Classic at the World Championship. You cannot 2-base all-in every game. Oliveira is going to need to play a macro game in the next one. The problem is, Hero knows you're going to do that. So he can play even greedier to respond. Now that Hero's shut down 2 pushes, Oliveira's in a terrible spot. All right, guys, Oliveira in the bottom right side of the map. And did he just get scouted going out? Oh, I think he might have. I think Hero might have just seen two SCVs moving across and said, ah, you're proxying me, aren't you? Oliveira trying to go double racks expand here. Barracks going down. Probes coming in as well. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know, man. Still committing to the barracks seems like a bit of a dicey idea. I don't think there's any way you finish this. This is going to be... Yeah, there's no way. There's just no way. Just give up. Good call. Good call. All right, Oliveira going to go... I mean, you got scouted moving out. You, Mapak, he saw... He saw both SCVs, didn't he? Yeah, he saw the first one. He definitely saw the second one, but I think he saw the first one immediately. And he just didn't follow it. Because he was like, oh, I'll go scout you. Then he saw the second one and he's like, okay, nah. I'll go back at the end of this game and check it. You guys can remind me. You know what's funny? Whenever Maru gets spotted at the start, he always wins. And I always think this is such a bad start to the opening, but you'd be surprised how much the Terran wins. Feels like sometimes the Protoss player gets in their own head. They go, oh, I'm so far ahead. Don't screw it up. Hero's not one to get in his own head, but he is one to maybe click with his D. Like he might just YOLO in with some units and throw them away because he thinks he's ahead. Command center does go down, but that's going to have to hop on and off. Oliveira, you do not want to lose that SCV, my friend. Ooh, SCV is going to try to run to safety. Probe's going to try and intercept. Good micro. Guys, always pull an extra SCV. Always pull an extra SCV. He repairs it so he can tank a hit. Nice. Good play, good play. The classic Terran thing is not pulling an extra SCV. Like right now, that probe could have gone down if there was a Reaper building. Because it's a Marine, comes out fast, and... Dude, the command center's blocking him from building a reactor. Oh no, is it? It's blocking him from building a reactor, so he's like, well, I need a wall off shit. Oh no. Excuse my French, sorry guys. Oh, okay, so this is a hot mess opening. And like I said, Oliveira probably needs to play a macro opening anyway, because he's been way too reliant on 2-base pushes. I truly feel that Oliveira needs to off-race Protoss. Because like, I really think when I look at Oliveira's Terran, he just looks like a player with a mental block in this matchup. There are times when he plays really good, clean builds, things go well. And there's other times where it's just 2-base all in into 2-base all in into 2-base all in into 2-base all in. And he just does the same strategy on repeat. And you're like, that's not good StarCraft. SCV goes down. That's already 2 SCVs going down. He does depot, lock the Adept in the main base, pulls back a weak one. But Hero's just looking so good right now, man. Oh, that SCV does go down as well. Adept shading forwards. Marine trying to do some damage. Oh, he's got to be careful. Adept trying to dance around. Oh my god. This amount of damage is insane. Dude, Hero is tooling him right now. Remember, guys, the only person that could lose a game from here is this man right here. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, guys. The hype is not dead. Does this look like a 3-0 one-sided grand finals? Yes. But this is Hero we're talking about. If anyone could just like build 3 Nexus right now and die to 10 Marines in a Cyclone, it would be Hero. I have seen Hero make so many like appallingly bad throws over the last few weeks that I'm just like, and he's made some amazing wins and comebacks as well. He's either styling on his opponent or he's styling on himself, and you never know which one you're going to get. Hero could make a comeback from being as far behind as Oliveira is, but he could also throw a game from as far ahead as he is, and this is it. This is the magic of that. Who was that pro gamer who made a career out of 2-base all-ins? Was it Haas? Yes. Haas in Taiwan was good. So we're going to go for a Magfield Cyclone Marine SCV pool, I imagine. I don't know. Is he just playing mech? He's playing mech. Oliveira is playing mech against 2 Stargate Phoenix into ship weapons. Why? Why are we going 2 Stargate Phoenix ship weapons? What is this? Guys, remember Hero vs. Maru at Dallas? Do you guys remember? That should have been a Hero Serral Grand Finals. And Hero decides, you know what? I'm going to go carriers randomly and then throw my whole army away for 3 Marine kills. I was like, oh man, he's going to see it. Honestly, Phoenix wrecks Cyclones because you can just pick them up and kill them so quickly. So as long as Hero waits and then comes in with like 8 Phoenix, picks up a few Cyclones, kills them, he might just run over him and win the game. But it's also just like unnecessarily weird and fancy. He's also shading Adepts forward. So it's an Adept Phoenix attack while going 2-star Phoenix plus 1. What is... Man, where does he smoke these strategies? Like, most people have like a room, you know, they watch games, they have like, they think there, they brainstorm. This man smoke storms. There's no way he doesn't. I'm telling you. Yeah, Hero has like the most hash pipe of all hash pipe strategies I've ever seen. Adept's gonna have to cancel that shade. That's a crazy move. He's gonna try and suck the lock, take the lock-ons. The Adepts come in, the Phoenix are gonna try and chase into the bunker, but he says, oh, okay, maybe not. He kills 1 SCV for those 5 Adepts. Phoenix going to pick off some units. He's going to try and get the Cyclones now. Does he have enough Phoenix to actually kill them, though? Oh, the repair could be a problem. The repair could be a problem. Okay, so he kills 1 Cyclone, and he loses a Phoenix and 6 Adepts. He gets a few SCVs as well. It's not the worst move of all time. But his third didn't start till now. He's only just started his third. And now Widowmine Cyclone is coming up. What am I looking at? What? First of all, why is Oliveira playing mech? Second of all, why are we playing 2-star Phoenix into it? Widowmines wreck this style. They actually destroy this style. A few good Widowmine shots could be game-ending against Phoenix Zealot. He's also making Zealots with no charge, which I have to question. He's going to go for it. Here we go. Okay, picking up these Cyclones. Oh, but they kill the Phoenix pretty quickly, man. They do kill the Phoenix pretty quickly. That looks like a good trade for Oliveira. He gets 2 more. Oh my gosh, 9 Phoenix for 4 Cyclones. Hero, stop. It works if you've got Zealots and stuff coming in as well and ground units to take the lock-ons, and then your Phoenix can just pick up and annihilate. But on their own, I mean, he's trying to force this 2 Stargate Phoenix a little bit too much, and actually Oliveira's weird mech build is quite well set up to deal with it. Remember, Magfield gives bonus damage to all unit types now, not just armored units like it used to. That was a change before they you know, maybe for like 6 months or a year, they had that before they reverted the Cyclone and kind of made it that reactor Cyclone. So we're back to that older form of it. There's nothing on the ground, guys. It's a Sentry and 2 Stalkers. It's 4 Cyclones, 4 Widowmines, and 5 Marines, and Hero doesn't have an answer. Hero, no answer to 4 Cyclones and 4 Widowmines. Holy... This is the most Hero situation I've ever seen. And Oracles are... He's double producing Oracles to try to deal with this army because he has no detection otherwise for the Widowmines. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. I told you guys. He does it for the fans, ladies and gentlemen. You're like, well, I don't want the game to be too predictable. Hero's like, hold my beer. Walks into the bar... And he just starts smashing things on the floor, dancing on a table, and then he lights himself on fire and runs out of the room screaming. Hero keeps Oliveira alive. All right, guys, Hero, the king of comebacks, the king of throws, the king of unpredictable gameplay. Now in the bottom left of Amygdala. Just bizarre. He's never hedged a bet in his life. He's on 20, he says, hit me. The man's a psychopath. Now he's playing against Oliveira, doing a gas first, a Gumiho build, perhaps. Perchance. Ooh. Gonna be interesting, man. Very interesting. When is the next tournament for SC2? I imagine that question is regarding big tournament. We are eagerly awaiting the Esports World Cup are announcing all the games in their lineup for the 2025 season. Over the next 2 weeks, I think they're announcing like 1 a day or something. So let's hope StarCraft 2's in that lineup, because we have not had any announcement about the next circuit. We'll see how we go. I think we all love having StarCraft tournaments. If that doesn't get announced, I think there's going to be a massive set of grassroots tournaments getting announced and funded and organized. But of course, it's never going to match the scale of like EWC and DreamHacks and all that stuff that ESL and you know, EWC and those guys can throw together. So we'll see how it goes. Home Story Cup just finished though. This was, you know what, last week, and yeah, it was literally a week ago, right? So kind of cool to cast some of these the games from that. This one is OlimoLeague finals from the last week. Online tournaments every single week, as always. If you're looking for the big next one, keep your eyes out on those announcements over the next little while. What does grassroots mean? Small. It means organized by the community, not organized by a big company. It means random bunch of people who love StarCraft throw money together and crowdfund a $10,000, $20,000 tournament here, another $20,000 tournament there. Maybe we become like Age of Empires 2. We start funding some $50,000 and $100,000 tournaments if there's truly no big organizers in the scene. But we'd have to see how that goes. All right, Reaper's scouting around. This is a quick factory. Just building Marines after the Reaper, though. Normally, I play a little bit riskier if I'm going gas first. I guess he just wants to get that starport down instantly here. Hellion into starport. Second gas already mining. Now it is going to be a Twilight Council, guys. So a couple of Adepts coming out. Twilight Council, Stalker now. Not going for the early Hallucination Scout. Oh, Adept coming forward. Doesn't quite get the Reaper, though. He's got 2 Marines. 2 Marines are going to struggle against an Adept. SCV needs to tank if he does finish the Shade, which is why that SCV was preemptively pulling into the fight. Hellion can come down, though, and turn this fight massively in the Marines' favor. Where is that Hellion, guys? Oh, he canceled the Hellion, built a Widowmine. Oh, that's a big mistake for Oliveira, man. So he loses a Marine there. The Adept gets out. Adept cleans up the Reaper as well. And, I mean, he's just got to feel great about this opening. Hero goes for a second gate, a Robo. Chronoing his Blink. And he just sent something to the top left watchtower. Oh, he's trying to catch a medevac coming around the top left corner. Oh, look at this. Guys, no one's ever going to go to the corners with a drop. Surely you always go through the middle. I can't imagine you come from any angle except through the middle with a drop. That's what I would do every time I'm playing this map as Terran. Go through the middle. Because, like, I don't know. Or if you're going to come through, you'd come through, like, here. Just outside of the area. So over these turbines. That's the way to measure it, guys. If you come over the inside of the turbine on the map, you know you're not going to get spotted by the towers. Now, of course, there are these kind of Zerg creep rocks that slowly bleed to death over time. I think it's about 8 or 9 minutes when they do disappear. All right, more barracks coming in. Factories and starports floating around. Where would be that third gas engineering bay? Probably going to come down in the near future. Pretty low on gas right now for Ollie. We'll see how he goes. Just chilling defensively, not trying to be aggressive. And we are going to see that 3-gate blink move out. Looks like a third Nexus will go down behind it. 6 Stalkers at Prism. Waiting for this pylon, and then he'll warp it on the front. Cyclone and a few Marines at the front. Siege tank in a very forward position. This doesn't feel safe at all. Oliveira just playing so blind right now. I really don't know what he's doing. Out here at 5 minutes when Blink is finished is a crazy decision. Medevac's going to take damage, but luckily it doesn't die. He does get a bit of damage on the Stalkers for 2 Marines. Not as bad as it could have been. I really felt like a tank here would have been key. Like a tank there, so that you're shelling on the Stalkers the moment they blink in. Stim's going to go down. SCV's trying to save it. They're trying to save it. It goes down. Hero with a massive snipe, putting Oliveira in a very bad spot. This is why you always guard the main base first, and you try to get a tank here, a tank maybe here or on the ramp or something like that. But he tried to defend the natural, and Oliveira, it's past 5 minutes, and he's just not ready for a standard opening. Hero getting in here with vicious play. He throws the last game with silly Phoenix YOLO, and this game he just gets right back to business, playing like max packs and looking fantastic. Charge, Immortals on the way behind it. He's just smashing with these Stalkers, does pull back there, and probably should let those shields regen a little bit. You've already done so much damage. He's going to go for more gateways, Forge, and we would expect the Sentry to warp in at home, but for now, looks like just more Stalkers continuing. Robobay very early as well. Hero kind of doing a bit of everything at once as he does hit a slight supply block. Oh, good art pickup to dodge the Widow Mine, only really taking the splash damage, and he just pulls those Stalkers back to the low ground. No reason to throw these Stalkers away. These 2 shield batteries don't make a lot of sense in my opinion, guys. Hero just throws things down in a bit of a random order sometimes, and I really don't see any reason to have shield batteries that early against a guy whose stim you sniped. Like, building shield batteries makes no sense. Would have been much better to just chrono probes, build a few more gateways, get your upgrades going, that sort of stuff, but that's okay. Hero plays by feel a lot of the time. He doesn't lock in rules. Oh, look at this cable, by the way, guys. Whoa! What's going on with these cables? Are they blowing in the space wind? It's a windy day in space, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, there's a strong northeasterly wind today on Amygdala, the space platform above this very dusty planet. And as you guys know how weather works in space, you gotta be careful. Maybe it's a solar wind. I don't know. That's a bit odd. Who knows? Maybe there's like little people running along on the inside of those tubes or something. Big tank push coming forward. Is he all in on 2-base again? Oh, Oliveira's played 2-base all-ins every single game in this series. We're in game 4. The only success he's had was off of Hero dropping the ball with Mass +1 Phoenix. Stalker's blinking back very nicely. Prism's going to go in. Does get hit by the Widowmine. No, barely avoids it. But the SCVs have been pulled. Now there is a Colossus out, and that's massive, guys. The Colossus over here is going to do so much. Marines are out in that main base. Zealot's going to drop on top. And he's happy to just fight them. Chad mode, warp in some more Zealots. In that case, he could give up his third. If he's really got Oliveira that all in, he could just give up his base. Don't go too far forward, though. Gotta be careful of these siege tanks. The Colossus, the force fields, so good together. The energy recharge really helping him out. The Immortal takes out one of the tanks. Marauders make it always very hard to retreat from these sort of situations. That Immortal trying to get out of there, but it does go down. At the same time, Zealot's killing everything in the main base. Oliveira's reinforced is pretty much non-existent. Hasn't even pulled probes, and Hero has already pretty much defended this push. There's just a bunch of damaged bio and a tank left. He can give up this base easy, take another one elsewhere. The Prism's still alive on the other side. 11 workers for Oliveira. And it just feels like Hero has his number. I think you can tell when these guys have played in the last week or two on ladder, Hero's been dumpstering him. Because Oliveira looks tense in his play. He doesn't look like he believes he can make a balanced game plan work or an intuitive game plan. It looks like he's like, I have a series of 2-base all-ins I've planned before the game starts, and that either works or I die trying. Scanning to see if there's an observer. Tanks are going to try to move forward. Bio army very damaged. Can't really afford to stim right now. Oliveira trying to march those tanks forwards. The Colossus with +1 doing so well. No +1 armor on these Marauders. One of the Colossus takes a shot. But look at that. The Zealots are back at the main base, and he says, 9 SCVs? That's 9 SCVs too many, mate. Let's make that 0. How about we take you down to 0 or 1? You can have 1 SCV. You know what? You get 1. You're allowed 1, mate. Oliveira's all in. 62 army supply against 69. Hero having a fantastic series in this finals. Just looking so bloody good, man. Yes, he managed to throw away a massive advantage on El Dorado, but it doesn't matter. It takes nothing away from Hero. It just shows that he's in very good form right now with how much he stomped the rest of these games. And I love that he did a lot of 2-base heavy strats. This time he did take his third a bit earlier, but he made it look just as good. Colossus gets sniped by the Marauders. That was a really good move. Has he waited too long to engage? Hero dropping Zealots from behind at the same time. Tanks going down. The Colossus Zealot sentry smashing, and Hero winning yet another OlimoLeague. GG, well played.